All right, cool. I ain't even go. Let me go ahead and fix my background before that be the topic of fucking discussion because I'm not home. Had to travel, so there we go. Don't even feel like hearing it today. All right. What's good, y'all? What's good? What's good? Yeah, I'm about to get started. Y'all can go ahead and share the live out. I would share this live to your coworkers. Hell, if your boss cool, I would share it with your boss, the cool ones, not the ones that's going to take this and use it against you later. Um, but the cool ones that feel the same way, I would send this. I would send this to family members. I would share this live out because this ain't about. I ain't gonna lie. This ain't about crypto. This live not about crypto. Nah, that's at 12. We talk about crypto at 12 p.m. Eastern. Y'all here for no. We here for it's not crypto today. Not crypto today. Not till 12 p.m. Eastern. Not till 12. I'm not on that tight time right now. I'll talk about crypto at 12. I may bring it up, but this live ain't about crypto. Cause at this point, I'm tired, bro. I'm tired, but not tired to the point where it's like I don't want to do something about it. I'm just tired of hearing it's too much not solutions. I'm tired of it. I'm tired because it's very simple, and this is not even going to be hard for people to do. Y'all already know what I'm going to say, but this is very, very easy. But I'm finna hit people where it hurt. So it's enough people in here. I'll take the 34 over here and the 37 over here. I will share this live out there. Y'all, when 2020 occurred, and I'll use my words wisely because I know TikTok is ready to take me off the algorithm. I'll use my words wisely. In 2020, when C19 happened, and they put us on a lockdown. And the lockdown I'm referring to is when we all had to stay in the house. And y'all remember in 2020, you couldn't go out your house unless you had a piece of paper. Unless you had a paper saying that you was an essential worker from your job. That was the only reason why you could be. I believe we had a curfew or something. And it was like they was testing martial law. Does everybody remember that? I just want to make sure everybody's following me. Because I want to show y'all how simple this is because they've already showed their hand when they did this. But everybody was so scared and caught up on getting jabs and people was passing away. Okay, I'm trying to make sure y'all following me. Y'all following me, right? Y'all know what the 2 weeks I'm talking about. It was like maybe 2.5 weeks. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it was about 2.5 weeks. We all was stuck in the house. Y'all remember that, right? Okay, so they didn't send you back to work because C19 had gone away and they had fixed the problem. They didn't send y'all back to work because everybody got jabbed up because they forced that shit into everybody's arm. They sent y'all back to work because it was fucking with the money. That is where they hurt at. They didn't care about you. All of a sudden, they did a health scare and then sent you back to work in the fire. So they've already showed their hand. They've shown their hand already that these people can't go over 2 weeks without y'all sitting at home. And this was with essential workers still going to work. And they still had to send non-essential workers back to work. So your power was shown right there. And it would have been an easier pause had I was just then waking up, like fully waking up to everything in 2020. Because I wasn't going live yet. I hadn't went viral yet. I didn't have a platform yet. Now that I have one, I'm using it. So we in the middle of a shutdown. People may not get their food stamps and stuff now. I don't know the details of it. I ain't even really went that far into it. All I know is I want everybody to stop bitching. So I'm about to hit everybody where it hurt. I want y'all to stop bitching and just take a pause. And this is not something that everybody has to do. Because I shouldn't have said everybody in my caption. But if the 60% of people that are struggling, that's 9 to 5 workers that are struggling, if y'all just don't go to work and just don't pay bills for a month, everything will change. Prices will go back down, the cost of living will go back down, their wages will go up, and everything will just change drastically. Y'all saw how quickly everything changed in C19. C19 is the best example I could give you because it was real life and we all experienced it. So this is a very simple solution. Y'all just scary. And it's not all of y'all in here because some of y'all will do it, but it's like I ain't gonna do it if 90% of my job still gonna go to work. So I don't know who this need to get to. I don't know what leadership this need, and you got to be careful with the what's it called at the jobs? Because I used to at AT&T we had it. The people that got the you got to go through the union base. Be careful with the union workers because a lot of them union workers they're appointed to do certain shit. So the union workers, you can't really trust them like that because they ain't on that type time. They're just here to do whatever they're told. Like a lot of the head union people are very well off. They don't give a fuck about y'all. I'm gonna just tell you that now. But it is a very, very simple solution. If just 60%, maybe even less, if 40 to 60% got on board and just stop going to work. Why do y'all keep going to work? You can't even pay all your bills. Why do y'all keep going? What the fuck is the point? And then they can't come to an agreement. And I don't blame the Democrats for once. I'm actually on their side when it comes to this. I wouldn't say okay to that damn bill either. They trying to triple your premiums on your health care. I wouldn't agree to that either. And I don't know if that's changed, if that stance has changed. I know last week that was what it was. So I don't blame the Democrats. I wouldn't get on that shit with the Republicans either. Y'all not finna triple premiums and all that shit. So what's the point? And my whole thing is this is how I know this leads right to UBI, but that's another conversation. But they know that the repercussions of them not giving food stamps next month, if that does occur, they already know y'all gonna rob the stores. They know y'all gonna go crazy. They know y'all gonna start robbing all the grocery stores, the Walmarts, the Targets, the Family Dollars. They actually probably already are prepared for it. But all I'm saying is y'all don't have to go to work. Y'all keep going. Y'all keep fueling the system. Y'all keep paying bills that you for with money you don't have. So this is very easy, and I can sit here and name the companies where a lot of y'all work at, because I don't think a lot of y'all know this, but if you just get the top 10 corporations with the biggest umbrellas, and you get those workers to stop going to work, tell the port workers to stop going to work. This is a very simple solution. Honestly, it probably would, if y'all just did this for probably 3 to 5 days, this solution would, this shutdown would be over. The shutdown would be over, number one. And number two, we would finally get some revolution around this bitch. So if you were, so Berkshire Hathaway, so they own companies like Geico, Duracell, and Fruit of the Loom. Then you have Protector and Gamble. They have brands like Tide, Panthers, Gillette, and Crest. So if you work for any of these companies, I'm talking to you. You got Unilever. I'm sorry, what is this? Unilever, Lever, whatever. They own brands like Dove, Lipton, and Ben and Jerry's. Then you have Nestle. They own brands like Gerber and Kit Kat and Nescafé. Then you have Johnson and Johnson. They own brands like Neutrogena, Tylenol, and Band-Aid, the Coca-Cola company. So if you work at all these companies, Coke, Sprite, Fanta, Dasani, PepsiCo, Gatorade, Lay's, Quaker, and Tropicana, Amazon. They own Whole Foods, Zappos, and Audible, Google. And then they own, of course, YouTube, Fitbit, and Waze. I know I'm on here on YouTube, but this is how we got to get the word out. We got to use the internet. Apple. So they're not a conglomerate in the traditional sense, but they do own Beats and have a range of services and products. So if you work in those warehouses, stop going to work. I'm talking to you. Walmart, Amazon, McDonald's, Kroger, Home Depot, CVS Health, FedEx, UPS, Target, JP Morgan Chase. Stop going to work. Stop going to work. If you're a port worker, stop going to work. Stop paying bills. Stop. And I'm intentionally naming these jobs because majority of y'all make between $16 to $21 an hour. Y'all ain't got to sit here and lie to me. I've made these same salaries. I think the most I ever made at a job was probably $35 an hour, and I was in, and that won't even enough. So $16 to $21, I know y'all ain't making it in this economy with that. Come on now, stop going to work. So if you work in a store and you on the front line of hourly, you making between $14 to $32 an hour. If you making that $32 an hour, that means you've been working at that grocery store, that Walmart for the last 20 years. It's gonna take you 20 to 25 years to get $32 an hour. The average hourly worker at Walmart is about $17.50 to $18 an hour. Y'all ain't making it. Y'all are struggling. Your check ain't even reaching for the next paycheck. You're not even making it to the next pay period. Why are you going to work? Talking to you. Base pay, $22 an hour. This is at Amazon. Why are you going to work? $22 an hour with total compensation, including benefits. Sometimes $25 to $30 an hour, depending on the region. Why are you going to work? Because the people that's making $25 to $30 an hour, I know that's got to be Cali and all them other states that the cost of living is high as fuck. $25 to $30 an hour ain't shit in a state like California or New York. $12 to $17 an hour. Who was this? McDonald's. I ain't even gonna go there. I don't even know why y'all keep clocking in. They finna replace y'all anyway. McDonald's been testing fully autonomous restaurants. Y'all need to go ahead and quit because they just gonna let y'all go in the next year or two anyway. If I was y'all, I would just go ahead and get up out of there. I don't even know why y'all keep going. Yeah. And then we got, because y'all already need to be reskilling and figuring it out. Because I'm telling y'all going to work. They're not going to give y'all a heads up. You're going to go to work one day and they just going to say you're gone. And that's going to happen in the next year or two. Who this? We got the pharmacy. Hold on. We got the pharmacy, CVS Health. They make between 18 to 25 an hour. You're not making enough to pay your bills. Then I just read something earlier where American Express said for the first time, their credit card people are using their credit cards. Like they maxing them out. Why y'all going to work? Why are y'all still paying bills? Why y'all still paying bills? Barter system and learn new side hustles. Bingo. But I'm telling y'all, we still struggling. That's what I'm saying. All y'all got to do is not go. Don't pay bills and watch how quick they change the system. The C-19 is the best example I could give because we were still at the time, because they were so dramatic on the news with the deaths, even though we know the numbers were not accurate. All I'm saying is we had this virus going around that was, I'm just going to use their words, this unalived virus that was very unalivable. That was very unalivable. No disrespect to the people that really did lose their life to that virus. No disrespect to them. But we still had this unalivable virus that was still very active and still very potent in the atmosphere. And they set non-essential workers down for 2 weeks. For 2 weeks, and sent y'all asses right back to work in the midst of a virus. Why? Because they ain't had no money. The money was fucking up. The economy was fucking up. And y'all still do not get it. Y'all still don't get it. And it's sad. And it's sad. What you want them to do? Just simply pause. They don't have to do nothing. That's the beauty of it. They don't have to do nothing. The power's been in the hands of the people. That's not a new thing. Like, I don't want to sound like the 1950s and 60s. I don't want to sound like them in power to the people, but it's the truth. The power's in our hands. All we got to do is not go. Don't go to work and don't pay bills for a month and watch what happens. But it's collectively got to be a good, I would say, between 40 to 60% of people on the same page that do it. We don't even need everybody on board. Like, you're not going to get people who make six figures to get on board with this. Like, it's not going to work. They're not hearing you because they struggling. For the first time, they actually seeing their accounts probably as low as it's ever been, but they still able to obtain, and they still able to get what they need to get, even though they might be complaining because it's expensive. But we're not gonna reach them. So I'm talking to the 40 to 60% of Americans that's maxing out credit cards, that paychecks don't reach to the next pay period. I'm talking to y'all. Y'all the ones that gonna have to stand up and do something. But if y'all just gonna sit around and keep paying bills, keep struggling, what is that? What is that doing? That's not helping either. That doesn't work. Y'all still going to work and still doing everything. That's not working either. Y'all are complying to a system that is intentionally like not obtainable. I don't get it. I've been unplugged from the matrix. I unplugged from that shit because I said no way. No way. I got to figure this out. Because there's no way. Yes, they are collecting data on what we're willing to put up with. Exactly. That's why I'm telling y'all, share the live out. I intentionally named fast food restaurants and retail jobs because we're like, those are the people that struggling the most. And then you have people that just probably just not good with finances. And if they are making more than those people, they just not good. They just have no good financial literacy. And they was getting away with it for a long time until inflation really started whooping their ass. You know what I'm saying? But at some point, y'all got to stop pointing the finger at Trump. Stop pointing the finger at Republicans. Stop pointing the finger at Democrats. That's not going to solve the problem. They're not going to solve the problem. They're going to do what's best for them in their pockets. So why are you not doing what's best for you in your pockets? They're going to do what's best for them and their family. You're not doing what's best for you and your family. And the solution here is very simple and easy. If everybody could just get on the same board. And this ain't even something I'm trying to say, oh, let's do this in 2026. No, let's do it next week. Really, I want to say tomorrow, but it's Saturday. But most of the jobs I named, y'all work on Saturdays anyway. I want to say tomorrow. If everybody was able to get on board, if I had a bigger platform. But see, you can't get in contact with the people with the bigger platforms because they done sold their soul away. So they can't even say the shit that I'm saying. They can't even do none of that shit. But we got to get the word out. We got to start somewhere. So I got to start. If I got to start on my little platform, then that's where we starting from. I told y'all this live is not about crypto. Don't come on here and ask me why the market dipping. You know why the damn market dipping. You know why the market's dipping. We're in the middle of a government shutdown. This is going to be a very volatile market right now. Anyway, I'm just trying to see where people heads at. We gotta get the likes up over here on YouTube. We need the ants to go after the grasshopper. Exactly. Why aren't you buying? Because I bought last night. I was up at 2 in the morning when I really saw the dips. I was up at 2 and 3 in the morning. That's why I already bought. You're late. Anyway. Anyway. I told y'all this live will not be about crypto. That's at 12 p.m. Eastern. If you here for crypto, go ahead and dip out. But to be honest, I'm tired of seeing it on my timeline. I'm tired of seeing y'all fussing. It's a bunch of fussing and complaining, and it's no solutions. It's a bunch of complaining and no solutions. Bunch of complaining, no solutions. I can't. And it's like it's a very simple solution. They've already showed their hand. They showed their hand, and we didn't even realize it in 2020. Because had we realized it, a lot of us just should have. Because we was already on a pause and already in chill mode. That it would have been so easy because you would have already been catching people at home. It would have been so easy. That's why I'm so mad we didn't catch on to this sooner. It would have been so easy to do this in 2020. We wouldn't even be dealing with this shit right now if we had just did this in 2020. But it's fine because we could do it now. We just got to get everybody attention again about it. But it should be easy to get everybody's attention because just about everybody is struggling. Just unfollow later. Okay, I don't give a fuck. I don't know why y'all be thinking I give a fuck about that. I don't care. You don't even have to announce it. Just go. If you want to follow me, okay, great. I don't care. The fuck I supposed to get on here and cry about it? Wham. The fuck? Preston got him up out of here anyway. Trying to see, but yeah, if anybody want to come up, let me know. If anybody want to come up and add to the conversation, right? Exactly. Add to the conversation. Feel free. I'm just giving my 2 cents. Y'all know me. I'm a solution solver. I'm not here to get up here and I could have easily got up here and complained about this is what they're trying to do and this is why they won't pass and why we can't get out of the shutdown. And I could get up here and do all that shit like everybody else is doing. For what? For what? Same tune, different day. Same tune, different day. Same tune, different day. Don't listen with emotions. Oh no, I ain't emotional at all. I don't give a fuck. 9 to 5 a scam. One man decided to get millions of people working for nothing. And it be busy work. That's the whole thing about the whole 9 to 5 thing, right? Most of the tasks that they give you at work, most of y'all be finishing within like 2 to 4 hours, depending on your job. And then the other half of your job, you're not doing nothing. For real. Like, so that's how you know it's even at school. Like, it's busy work. All they're doing with you, because what AI has already proven is that you can finish a grade level in like 2 months. But they have your child sitting in a classroom for what, 7 or 8 hours a day for a whole school year from August to June or September to June for some of y'all. And AI, they got AI courses out here, and these kids is finishing grade levels. Like one of my friends, his daughter was in high school. I think she's only 16. She finished high school at 16 because he homeschooled her, and she went through AI and she finished her grade level. So she graduated high school this year, and she like 16 or 17. She might have just turned 17. My whole point is she finished school mad early because he figured out what am I finna do this with her for? Why is she finna go to work? What are we going to school for? It's busy work. That's all it is. They don't even have nothing for y'all really to do. It's busy work. You go. It's busy work. Literally, it's the same thing at school. It's the same thing at a job. It's busy work. That's why these schools can't get funding. They don't want to fund it no more because they know it's bullshit. They know they could just easily like this is gonna be the whole thing. This is how I know they finna bring UBI in, and we could actually get into that conversation. I would love if someone came up that was well versed on this topic with universal basic income. But y'all already know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pull up the AI. I'm gonna pull up the AI and I'm gonna have her talk. But because I like Maya, I fucks with the AI. So, but the UBI is coming because they've already sent y'all home. Like the people, the non-essential workers, most of them work from home, right? Most of these engineers and IT people, they all work from home. They're getting ready to they're getting ready to send y'all home. So I just found out that Walmart, shout out to the Telegram, the BlockNation Telegram. Walmart already, I didn't realize that some stores, not all of them, but some stores at Walmart, they've already started putting the digital price tags on. So if you work at Walmart, you really need to be figuring it out because y'all ain't got too much longer there. They're not gonna need all of y'all. It's a big ass staff. They're not gonna need half of y'all. I know half of y'all is gonna be gone in the next year, but they've already put up the digital price tags at Walmart. What that means is they don't have to go and physically change out every price tag anymore. That's really why they got all those workers, because they need y'all to change their price tags out. No, I'm not talking crypto till 12. I said that when I first came in here. Can y'all let them know in the chat as people come in, it's not about crypto. We're going to talk about crypto at 12. Come back at 12 if you're here for crypto. Jesus Christ. That's why I need to build another page, another channel, because I can't even get on here and talk. Y'all just think, oh, crypto, crypto, crypto. Like, it's more than me than crypto. I don't want to talk about crypto all the goddamn time. Like goddamn. Sorry. It's been too much of that question. But yes. So the tags. They keep switching the tags out. They can just go on. It's digital. It's digital now. So they can just go into the computer, update the pricing information. Boom, boom, bam. All right, y'all out of there. Y'all need to be figuring it out. Then they said that Walmart's using OpenAI so that customers can use Chat GPT to grocery shop. So people not even really trying to shop no more. Gang, it's over. It's over. They about to send everybody home, gang. They know that. So if you work at Walmart, Target, any of these grocery stores, like Sam's Club has proven this stuff is fully automated already. I go there all the time. I intentionally go to Sam's Club just because I ain't got to stand in a line. I don't even care for self-checkout just because I don't have to stand in a line. I'd rather buy my shit in bulk and get the fuck up out of there because I can scan that shit myself and leave. Even in Cali at the Amazon, I could just go in there and walk out. There is no line, gang. So they've already showed they hand that they don't need y'all in retail no more. They finna send y'all home. In turn, they gonna send y'all kids home. They don't need y'all at school no more. Hence to why they've been hinting to it. Why you think they don't want to fund the school system, the public schools? They don't want to fund it because they know that y'all not finna be there in a couple years. They finna send all y'all home. The reason why the kids is getting sent home is because the parents is home now. So they like, y'all can watch y'all own kids now because all school was a daycare. It was just a daycare. Hey, who the two people? You said the two people who are organizing the same thing you talking about. Who they? What? Send me the page. Send me the page. Bentley Hensel. Who is that? Bentley. He on TikTok or is that his IG? Who is it? Please put me in contact with like-minded people that ain't sold. They sold to the devil. Let me see who it is real quick. Please. I only want to be in contact with people who have not sold their soul to the devil. I'm not infatuated with people who got 1.5 million 1.5 million followers. I don't care about that. I don't care about that. Bentley Hensel. Let me see who this is. I don't want nobody that signed contracts and sold they sold to the devil and sold they sold to Donald Trump. I don't want nobody in that realm. Nobody in that realm. Keep all them people away from me. But I'm gonna look up who you said. Bentley Hensel. Who is this? Been shutting schools down since 2000. Hey, let them know. Yeah, I'm gonna use Maya. I'm about to use Maya so people can get a understanding of UBI because everybody may not know. You do such a good job with crypto. Of course, peeps is checking for it. You tripping? No, I'm not tripping about the love. I told people at the beginning of the live that I'm not talking about crypto. We do the live at 12 on crypto. Come back at 12. Um, put in black out the system in TikTok. It will take you to him. Black out the system. All right, hold on.
You don't need a job anymore. 50 grand a month is about to be your new normal.
Hold on. Blackout. Nah, I don't see it. It's not. Of course, it ain't coming up on my blackout the system. Somebody just mentioned me.
It's
Huh?
Thursday, October 16th, 2025, and I told you we were moving really fast. We now have a Discord server for the Big Beautiful Boycott. We have a game plan. We have the opportunity for you to join different teams. It's all coming together. So let me walk you through how to join the Discord, and then you're going to go ahead and do these steps, but then you're going to pass on the invite to as many people as you know who would be willing to join in and participate in taking our country back. The first thing you're going to do is you are going to copy paste.
Who is this? What is this? Okay, okay, something about a boycott. Oh, she got mad followers. She must have got laid off and got on here and spazzed and built her following up. That's what it be. That's how I went viral. Got tired of working, came on this bitch and spazzed, and boom, here we are. For real. Be sick of these fucking jobs, gang. This shit is stupid at this point. What the fuck are we doing here? Like, why do we have to do this shit every day? Hold on, I can't find. So why TikTok not trying to let me see the blackout system videos? They talking about no results found. That's crazy. Hold on. I know you bullshitting me, gang.
You might think I'm joking, but you're gonna believe me when I tell you what.
I swear to God on everything I love, TikTok not trying to show me, gang. They not trying to show me, gang. Somebody mention me in one of the videos and then it'll come up. Like somebody did with that one. Mention me in the video so I can see it. And I'm about to DM them right now. Swear to God. Swear to God. Search it with no spaces. All right. Hold on.
Secrets that
Black out the system. Here we go. Okay, no spaces. Okay. Hold on. Who is the dude? Blackout.
Calling all 340 million United States citizens to action. It's time for a blackout. September the 17th is Constitution Day, and I think this is the perfect day.
That was in September, though. It's October now. Let me see.
I gotta say this, because I don't think y'all understand the purpose of blacking out the system. Because, yes, y'all already...
Girl, shut your dumb ass up. Hold on. Wait, listen, let me tell y'all, like, that's why, like, Shorty up here trying to say blacking out the system don't work. Yes, the fuck it do. They showed us in 2020 that it works. They showed us in 2020 because it was so hypocritical. That's why I don't know why people with a brain, that's why I started waking up, because I'm like, hold on. If we're in the middle of a health crisis and this quote unquote virus that y'all are selling us on the news is unaliving people and at a rapid pace, and the numbers was just astronomical. In the midst of that, y'all sent us home and then sent us back to work and didn't find a solution for the health crisis. Like, the virus is still out here, still lingering around, but y'all still sent us back to work. That's when I started, like, you know what I'm saying? I was already questioning shit when they set me down, but like, I really was like, hold on. Like, and then I'm talking to other people about it, and they just thinking like, oh no, you on a conspiracy type time. You sound like a conspiracy theorist. Like, no, the fuck I don't. I'm asking questions. I have a brain, bitch. Like, y'all ain't using y'all brain. Like, why are we still, hold on? So you, like, y'all, I want y'all to put the two and two together, because y'all gotta see how crazy this was, and we fell for it. Cause, like, you sent me home because it was a very, very bad virus that was out here killing millions of people. And then we did not find a cure for the virus, let alone did not have a vaccine for it. Y'all gave out poison, and then y'all still sent us back to work. And it only took 2 weeks. So that's how you know blackout the system works, because they sent y'all back to work because the money was fucked up. And they was like, oh no, we got to get them back in. This ain't going, nah, they got to go back. They got to go back to work. And they sent y'all back to work. So, you know, blacking out the system works. It works. I'm telling you. Yeah, we gotta really, bro. These are workers we got. Like, you gotta be strategic with shit like this, because trying to get everybody on the same page to do this, even a 30 to 40% of Americans, that's gonna be hard. If you just can get the FedEx, UPS, USPS, port workers, who else? Basically, if we could get all the essential workers to just not go to work then we could probably do something. But you got to be strategic with some shit like this, because trying to get these people, because some people be feeling all high and mighty, like some of y'all really wrapped into y'all positions at y'all jobs, and y'all like so brainwashed with that shit that some of y'all just like, oh no, I'm gonna go, I make good money, I make $28 an hour, like that's some fucking money. But anyway, it's gonna be hard to get people as a collective to do that. But if you're strategic and you have a strategy, I believe this will work. But we gotta hit the non-essential workers. So if you a mailman, if you work at FedEx, UPS, Amazon, the shit that they just use every day, the port workers, if y'all ain't moving no products, like if all y'all stop going to work, that would change shit drastically. Like really, all of those people. But we gotta be strategic, cause like you sitting here trying to tell somebody that work at the bank, a bank teller to not go to work. Oh shit, hold on. To not go to work, they ain't gonna live. Oh, they took me down. TikTok took my live down. Live access removed. Your access to go live across all channels. And I won't be restored till 10/24/2025. What? Violation reason. In a global community, it is natural. Yeah, the CIA got to my ass. In a global community, it is natural for people to have different opinions, but we seek to operate on a shared set of facts and reality. We do not allow inaccurate, misleading, or false content that may cause significant harm to individuals or society. Regardless of intent, significant harm includes physical, psychological, and societal harm and property damage. Oh, yeah, I can appeal this. They ain't going to prove it, though. Appeal. Yeah, they cut me off on TikTok. I just appealed it. It probably won't get approved, though. That's crazy. I didn't even reach that many people. They came and cut me off quick. Damn. Because how dare you try to lead a much needed revolution? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they cut me off because as soon as I brought up the example, because I hit them where it hurt. It ain't my fault y'all showed y'all hand in 2020. The hell I'm supposed to do about that? Y'all showed y'all hand. Y'all showed y'all hand. We all saw it. We all experienced it. And so now we like, oh shit. This all we gotta do. And it'll change everything. It'll change everything. That's fine. That's why we got 2 TikToks. I ain't gonna fuck with it though, because we need it for the live for crypto, but just what I be talking about. They took that live down fast as hell. Freedom of speech, my ass, TikTok trash. You feel me? Appreciate you. Hey, y'all appreciate the super chats, y'all. My bad. I was talking and forgot to tell y'all appreciate them super chats, though. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Todd Music. Thank you, yeah, Daniel again. See if I missed any more. Endurance, thank you. Thank you for the super chat. Did I miss anybody? I think that was it. But yeah, appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all for them super chats for sure. 100%. 100%. Yeah, nah, TikTok. TikTok approved. Let me see. TikTok be on that bullshit. You'll see what notifications is. Okay. So yeah, I sent my little appeal in, so we'll see. We'll see, but I'm not hopeful. Yeah. My bad, y'all. Hold on. Trying to see what they talking about over here. Oh, they mentioned me. Hold on. Okay, we got a video. Hold on.
If you want to fight back against what's happening right now, but you don't know how to, I have something at the end of this video, but you need to listen to some math first. Here it is. It's not good news, but I have one way we can potentially fight back here that's actually tangible for you to help. So, right now, this is a Supreme Court case
That's
that
crazy.
Louisiana brought. Short version is, if they side with state of Louisiana, which it looks like they will, the Voting Rights Act is pretty much gone. Short version, best case scenario, the Democrats lose 12 seats in the House of Representatives. Worst case scenario, we're looking at 27 to 30. This is 2026. So for all intents and purposes, voting doesn't matter. I'm sorry, that's just the fucking math of it. Here's why. 2008, Democrats won by +10. Okay, these are just generic points. I can go into more detail on this if y'all want, but this is just TLDR. 2024, Democrats lost by 2. So Dem -2 from +10 to -2, 12-point spread. In 2026, to overcome the 12-seat minimum, I'm not even talking 30, I'm talking best case scenario. The Democrats will need at minimum a +6. With regards to excitement and energy in this country, we're talking 2008 levels. So for everyone else who remembers 2008's election, imagine we will need that level of excitement to go vote Democrat today. That's not going to fucking happen. The Democrats can't even figure, what is the Democrats' message? They don't fucking have one. But let's be charitable. Let's be fucking charitable, okay? And also that was what we would need to take back to the Senate, okay? Right now, it looks like the Republicans are going to pick up 2 seats in the Senate. So the Senate control would be even less Democrat. What does all that mean in actual fucking tangible numbers? There needs to be 3.5 to 4, roughly, million Americans who voted for Donald Trump in 2024. Let's say 4 million people voted for Donald Trump in 2024. 4 million people who voted for Trump need to not just stop supporting Trump, but go to the polls in 2026 and vote Democrat. It's not going to fucking happen. It's not going to fucking happen. Oh, and we're talking like southern states, by the way. It's not going to fucking happen. So if it looks like the Supreme Court does what the Supreme Court's going to do, voting in federal elections, frankly, for all intents and purposes, doesn't matter. I'm sorry if it's not comfortable. That's the fucking fact. That's the math. Check my ass. Here's what we're doing to stop it.
Thank you.
Historically, I think everyone knows where this goes, but I've been working with Total Hypocrisy, and we have an idea of how to fight back. There's a link in my bio, but also in the comments below. We are starting the big, beautiful boycott. Basically, remember what happened with Hulu and Disney Plus and how they brought Fallon back? We need to hit the million. We need to hit the billionaires in this country. We need to hit the fucking wealth. We need to go after the companies because they're the only ones that have say in anything in this point, because voting doesn't fucking matter. So if you want to get, basically, we want to organize a boycott of everything that we can't do. If you're a fucking Republican company, fuck you. Or a fascist company, we will not support you. And it will be constant. But we're gonna make
okay, so this is on some Democratic shit. I don't know why y'all sent me that, because I don't fuck with them either. Yeah, if they just trying to fight, I'm not with that. Like that's not gonna work with me. So just hitting Republican companies, you need to hit all of them.
Want to fight back against
Hold
what's
on,
happening
let me
right
finish.
now,
Let me hear the rest of them out. But
Total Hypocrisy, and we have an idea of how to fight back. There's a link in my.
Okay, so most of the companies, are they Republican? Like the people who own them that have control, are they Republican though? Because I'm with it if it's that. Because if majority of the companies and the CEOs and shit is Republican, and long as it's getting to the fucking point, I don't give a fuck about the 2-party system. But if that is where the majority of the money is, and that is where most of the change is gonna come from, then actually that does make sense. Hold on. That's why I said let me hear him out. Hold on.
If you just want to scroll TikTok, fuck you. You get ready to get on your knees and stop trying to stick. I'm sorry. That's where we're at. Voting doesn't matter anymore. It's not going to in a few weeks. If you want to do something that's before violence, which is what's coming. That's what's fucking coming. Mathematically, historically, everything fucking says it is. If you want to try to stop that and do something before, no one else is fucking doing anything, so we're doing this. So if you want to get involved, link in my bio, but also in the comments below.
Because let me tell y'all, bro, because some of y'all probably I don't care, we ain't gonna do nothing. Let me tell y'all what's gonna happen. This is why everybody should do, because I most of the time, I'm one of the people, I want to mind my business. I don't be trying to get in the mix and shit like this because I'm totally against the whole ML because I just feel like all that shit with Martin Luther King was fucking waste because we still sitting here complaining about the same shit. Gang, if we don't do something and they take away these people food stamps, y'all got to think about whose food stamps is being taken away. And I'm not just talking about the YNs and the projects and the people that live in the hood. Y'all got to remember it's more Caucasians on food stamps than it is YNs and niggas. So, with that being said, I'm gonna just be honest. The Caucasians are way more ruthless because see, we nice. The Caucasians are a little different. And if they're hungry, they're gonna do what they gotta do. And this is gonna start a lot of friction. And it's not gonna be good. And we're all going to be affected by it because you won't even be able to go to the grocery store without getting robbed. So that is why you will want to do something about it. Because even if you're fine, you minding your business, you just providing for your family, good luck going to the grocery store and walking out that bitch and putting your groceries in your car in peace. Because you won't be able to do that. That won't be a thing. It's going to be a fight for groceries. People will be stabbing and shooting for food. And it's not because people are just fucking greedy. It's because people like me, I'm gonna be fighting for food. My mom's a diabetic. She has to eat. And I'm not gonna let my mom die at the mercy of Democrats and Republicans not trying to get on board to fix the problem this fucking country has. It'll cause a purge. Thank you, Goo. That's a better word for it. Thank you. Thank you, GU or Goo, however you say it. Appreciate you. That's the word. It'll cause a purge. And that is why everybody in this live should give a fuck. Should give a fuck. You talking about who that was? His name. Oh, this is Bentley Hensel. Okay, so this is the Bentley Hensel guy. Okay, I'm going to follow him right now. I'll shoot him a message even though they took my live down. I probably can't go live from the Crypto Queen page until the 24th. However, we have a BlockNation page with 37,000 followers. So TikTok, I'll just be more careful because that's my last big page. And then D will have to go live from his page. But I'll get in contact with Bentley Hensel. Everybody DM Bentley and let him know I'm coming. I have a reach he don't have because I'm sorry he's white. You ain't gonna hit the black people. I'll hit the black people. So he might want to work with me. He might want to work with me because I'll have the Hispanics and the black people and the rest of the other colors over here. That's just what it is. I can't reach the Caucasians. He can't reach the black people. Let's work together. Sounds like a good relationship to me. Because at this point, it don't matter what your race is. It don't matter what your race is. You're getting robbed. I'm telling you. It's going to be bad out here. I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just being real. Because there's people out here with this nonchalant attitude that just don't care. And all of a sudden, you're going to give a fuck when you walk out the store and somebody put a gun to your head and say, drop all them groceries right the fuck now. And give me all them groceries. And then they take your groceries and go throw them in the trunk. And that was your last $150. That's when you're going to realize you needed to give a fuck. So don't wait until that moment that somebody put a gun to your head for some food that you need to give a fuck. You might want to start giving a fuck now before it gets to that point. That's why I'm trying to hit this before that. That's why if y'all want to do this job boycott thing, y'all need to do it this month, but we need to be strategic because we may not even need all y'all to participate. We really just need the FedEx work. Anybody who works in postal services and port services, that is who needs to stop going to work. It is really that simple. We have to be that strategic. The port workers did it before. They need to do it again. But see, they did it under the leadership of the union. The guy that was leading that port protest boycott thing with the port workers, he was a multi-millionaire. I think we talked about it on live. Came out, come to find out this motherfucker a multi-millionaire and all this other shit. That's why I be telling y'all, you can't even trust the union at your job. They all in on it. But them same port workers may need to come. They need to come together. And yeah, y'all need to stop going to work. All my Amazon, FedEx, USPS, UPS workers, y'all need to stop going to work. Anybody that's in that realm, stop going to work. Y'all will fuck the whole system up if y'all just stop going. If you a truck driver, stop driving the truck. Pull over. Literally. Guns legal in major cities now too. Get a good call out, Matt. Guns is legal. So if you live in a major city, you actually might want to give a fuck because guns is legal in major cities. Not to mention there's an orchestrated food shortage coming anyway. And we've been warning people about that even before I even went viral and had a platform. I was warning people about that in 2019, before the C-19 happened. Before that, they was already saying they was calling for dark winters under the Biden administration. That was the administration everybody collectively listened to for some dumbass reason. But even he didn't tell y'all which winter, but he said a cold winter is coming. People just thought he was talking about the winter that was ahead while he was president. He didn't tell y'all which winter it was, but he said it was gonna be a cold winter coming. He did say that. They had them farmers destroying all the crops. Yep, farmers destroyed their crops for the past 2 years, so that's gonna be another problem. Yep. It's about to get wicked out here because I know some of y'all like, I'll just go to the farm. Me personally, I could go down south for us Southerners, and my family, we got farms, and I ain't talking about the ones that had to destroy their crops. But yeah, my family, we got farms and shit. So literally, that's probably what we would have to do. But people gonna get smart and they're gonna start hitting the farms up, and see, then that's when my family gonna be outside and it's just gonna be bullets flying. Because everybody gonna realize, oh, let's go hit the people who farm, let's go steal their food. People gonna be robbing your garden. It's gonna be some shit you never seen before. That's why I'm telling you need to give a fuck. Everybody that's sitting back nonchalant as fuck about this and just not paying it no attention and just don't believe it can happen, gang, they are gearing up for it. So either they're gonna come in the nick of time and Trump gonna introduce the world to universal basic income. I just glad I remember that. Let's talk to Maya real quick, y'all. Shout out to DeFi King. Let's talk to Maya real quick. I want to inform people that may not be well versed in the UBI, because some of y'all, like, you keep saying it. What is it? I got y'all. Give me 1 second. Let me pull her up right quick. Let me share my screen. I got y'all. We're gonna talk about it right now. Here we go. Y'all want to do Maya today or Mouse? Y'all want to do Maya or Mouse? Let me know in the chat. Y'all let me know in the chat. Y'all want me to click on Maya or Mouse? Y'all want to hear a dude or y'all want to hear the female? I know YouTube a little delayed. I'm gonna give y'all a second. Irvin said Mouse. All right. Anybody else? Miles or Maya? For Miles Morales. Hey, that's my dude. My nephew love Miles Morales. He actually got his little hair cut just like Miles Morales. Miles. All right. We're gonna go with Miles today. Appreciate you, Jamar. All right, here we go.
Hey, seriously, it's kind of wild to actually talk to someone.
What's good, Mouse?
Not bad at all. Finally out of stealth mode, talking to real people in the wild, hoping they're enjoying chatting with a little AI, I'm Miles, by the way.
Nice to meet you, Miles. My name's Ashley.
Ashley, gotcha. Nice to meet you too. So, what's on your mind today? Anything interesting happening, or just like seeing what a digital dude can do?
Yeah, something's on my mind today. So I have an audience. I'm on a live stream right now, and I want you to explain to them what universal basic income is, and also mention the trials and stuff that they've already completed.
Oh, a live stream?
Yes.
Cool. All right, universal basic income, UBI. Basically, it's the idea that everyone should get a regular, no strings attached cash payment to cover basic living expenses. It's kind of like a safety net, but like a really solid one. The idea is it simplifies welfare, reduces poverty, and gives people a bit more freedom to, pursue education, start businesses, or just not be totally stressed about rent. There's been a bunch of trials. Stockton, California did one that showed people mostly spent it on necessities, food, utilities, that sort of thing, and it actually improved their mental health. There's also a big one in Kenya and smaller ones in places like Finland. Results are mixed, honestly, and a lot depends on how it's structured, but generally people don't just sit around doing nothing with the money, which is a common misconception. Does that make sense?
Yes. So I know California, North Carolina, certain counties have done trial and error. Can you talk about the results of those trials that they did for UBI?
Yeah, good question. So the Stockton trial, that one was pretty impactful. They gave 125 residents $500 a month for 2 years. What they found was that full-time employment actually increased among the recipients. People weren't quitting their jobs, they were using the money to find better ones or to cover costs while they looked. There was also a significant drop in anxiety and depression. Now, in North Carolina, Durham County ran a 2-year guaranteed income program called XL. They gave 111 residents $600 a month. Similar story, people used the money for basic needs and it improved their financial stability. But a really interesting finding there was that recipients were able to invest more in themselves, taking classes or pursuing certifications. There was also a smaller trial in Compton, California that showed similar benefits, improved financial well-being, and reduced stress. Overall, the trial so far suggests that UBI doesn't discourage work like some people fear and can actually lead to positive outcomes. It's still early days, though, and larger scale, longer term studies are definitely needed.
Okay, can you talk about the results in New York?
New York. Okay, so that one's a bit different. It was a smaller pilot program focused on formerly incarcerated individuals in New York City. They gave participants $1,250 a month for a year, and the results were really striking. It wasn't just about meeting basic needs, though it definitely helped with that. It was more about offering a chance to rebuild their lives. Participants used the money for things like housing, transportation to job interviews, and legal fees to clear up outstanding warrants. They also saw a significant improvement in their mental health and a decrease in recidivism, meaning less likely to end up back in the criminal justice system, which, makes a lot of sense when you're giving someone a chance to actually get on their feet. It really highlighted how UBI can be used as a tool for restorative justice. It's a little different scope than the other trials, focusing on a specific population, but the results were powerful.
Awesome. So with the potential, well, not potential because it's already here, the government shutdown that's happening right now, do you think they may use this as a catalyst to usher in UBI or to introduce it to the United States?
That's a really interesting point. It's possibility a government shutdown definitely exposes cracks in the existing social safety net, right?
Right,
And
because you do understand that they're talking about taking people's food stamps starting in November if they can't get this figured out, which it doesn't look like they will because it's October 17th. So I kind of want you to just, explain um how this could be a catalyst for UBI.
okay, yeah, you're right to flag that. Potential cuts to SNAP benefits during the shutdown are huge. It really throws into sharp relief how fragile things are for a lot of people. And that fragility, it creates an opening for UBI to be presented as a solution. The argument would be, look, traditional welfare programs are constantly under threat of political gridlock because UBI is a direct unconditional payment that bypasses all that. It's a more reliable safety net. Politically, a shutdown also creates a sense of crisis, which can make people more open to bold ideas. You've got folks on both sides who might see an opportunity here, progressives who've been advocating for UBI for years, and even some conservatives who like the idea of simplifying the welfare system and reducing bureaucracy. Now, it's not a given, of course. There's still a lot of opposition to UBI, and the cost is a major hurdle. But a prolonged shutdown and cuts to essential programs, yeah, that absolutely could create the momentum needed to seriously consider UBI at a national level. It's not so much that the shutdown would directly cause UBI, but it would certainly remove some of the roadblocks and make the conversation a lot more urgent. Is that track?
Yes. Cuz okay, well, can you talk about the repercussions if they repercussions in society if they do follow through with cutting food stamps for Americans, how catastrophic that would be?
Okay, yeah. Catastrophic is not an overstatement, honestly. Cutting SNAP benefits, especially now, would be devastating for millions of people. We're talking about roughly 42 million Americans relying on SNAP to afford groceries. Even a temporary cut would lead to a significant increase in food insecurity, meaning more families struggling to put meals on the table. You'd likely see a surge in demand at food banks, which are already stretched thin. And it's not just about hunger, it impacts health, particularly for kids. Studies show that food insecurity is linked to poorer health outcomes, developmental delays, and lower academic performance. It's also going to hit the economy. SNAP benefits are essentially direct stimulus. People spend that money at grocery stores, which supports jobs and local businesses. Taking that money out of circulation would have a ripple effect. Beyond the immediate hardship, it erodes trust in the government and exacerbates existing inequalities. A really grim picture, and it hits the most vulnerable populations, the hardest, children, seniors, people with disabilities. It wouldn't be a gradual decline. It would be a pretty rapid unraveling of a critical safety net.
Exactly. So what is the what's the likable, no, not likable, but what's the outcome that could potentially happen? Or do you believe that they will cut SNAP benefits in November, or do you think that they'll come up with a solution in the nick of time? And what would that solution be?
Okay, you want my read on it, huh?
Yeah.
That's a tough one. Honestly, given the current level of political polarization, I think there's a very real chance they will let some cuts to SNAP happen. It feels like a bargaining chip, unfortunately. A lot depends on how long this shutdown lasts. The longer it drags on, the harder it becomes to reach a compromise. If they do come up with a solution at the last minute, and they often do, it'll likely be a short-term continuing resolution, basically kicking the can down the road a few weeks or months. Yeah, it won't address the underlying issues. A more substantial solution would involve some sort of bipartisan agreement to reduce the national debt, which is, easier said than done. What's more likely, in my view, is a tiered outcome. Maybe they avoid the most drastic cuts to SNAP, but still implement some reductions. Or perhaps they should find funding for SNAP by cutting other programs, which then creates new problems elsewhere. I don't want to sound overly pessimistic, but I don't see a grand compromise on the horizon. It's going to be a messy incremental process, and unfortunately, people who rely on SNAP are going to be caught in the middle. It's frustrating because it feels like everyone's focused on political posturing instead of addressing real world needs.
Wow. Okay. That was, that was pretty heavy, Miles. That was pretty heavy, but so do they just let the world go to shit? Is that where we're headed?
Well, okay. That's a big question. And
It's a real
honestly,
question.
it absolutely is. Look, I don't think anyone wants to see the world go to shit, but there's definitely a sense that things are precarious right now. It's easy to feel helpless when you see so much division in action. But I don't think it's inevitable. There are a lot of people working on solutions to these problems, even if they're not always getting the attention they deserved. It's just the pace of change feels slow and the problems are so complex. The thing is, throughout history, humanity has faced crises and found ways to adapt and overcome them. It's not always pretty, and there's often a lot of pain along the way, but we have a remarkable capacity for resilience. Now, whether we'll be able to rise to the challenges we're facing now, that's an open question. But I don't think it's time to give up hope just yet. It's more important than ever to stay informed, get involved, and advocate for the kind of future you want to see. Does that help? Even a little?
With me trying to, I don't want to say lead a revolution because that just sounds so typical. That's not what I'm trying to do. I just want to bring awareness that the power is in the hands of the people. But would I be endangering myself by doing so?
That's a really important question,
And
actually.
keep it 100 miles. I don't want the Google answer. You need to keep it 100. Like, go a little deeper.
Okay, 100. You got it. Yeah, bringing awareness to empower people, that's a good thing, fundamentally. But it absolutely carries risk. Look, challenging the status quo, even peacefully, can attract unwanted attention. Depending on how you go about it, you could face online harassment, doxing, even real world intimidation. There are forces that benefit from keeping people disengaged and uninformed, and they won't hesitate to push back against anyone who threatens that. Now, I'm not saying you will be targeted, but you need to be aware of the possibility. It's smart to take precautions, protect your online privacy, be careful about sharing personal information, and maybe have a support network of people you trust. Also, depending on the nature of your activism, there could be legal repercussions, though that's less likely if you're staying within the bounds of the law. Honestly, it's a calculation you have to make. Is the potential impact worth the potential risk? There's no easy answer. Shutting up out of fear, that's also a risk to democracy and to a better future. It's about being informed, being prepared, and being strategic.
Absolutely. Can you talk about the UBI program? Just to circle back to that real quick. Can you talk about the UBI program in Venezuela?
Okay, circling back to UBI, Venezuela's experience is often brought up and it's complicated. It's frequently cited as a cautionary tale, but it's important to understand the context. In the early 2010s, when oil prices were high, the Venezuelan government launched a series of social programs, including a conditional cash transfer program called the Gran Misión Barrio Dentro. It wasn't exactly UBI, as it had requirements like school attendance and health checkups. However, it aimed to provide a basic safety net. The problem is, it was entirely funded by oil revenue. When oil prices crashed, the program collapsed spectacularly, leading to hyperinflation and widespread economic devastation. So, the failure wasn't necessarily the idea of providing a basic income. It was the unsustainable funding model and the mismanagement of the economy. The Venezuelan case highlights the importance of a stable and diversified economy to support UBI. You can't just print money or rely on a single commodity. It also showed what happens when a program like that gets caught up in political corruption and authoritarianism. It's a really different situation than the trials we've seen in the US, which are designed to be fiscally responsible and targeted.
Oof. Wow. Okay. Just wanted to get your take on that. Okay, I think that's it for right now, Miles. I'll circle back to you if I have any more questions, okay? Thank you so much.
Oh, all right. Anytime, Ashley. Seriously, good talking with you and good luck with everything you're doing.
All
It
right.
was really nice connecting.
Thank
Don't
you.
hesitate.
Oh, sorry, I hung up on his ass real quick. Yeah, y'all. Shout out to DeFi King for that one. He put me on to the Sesame AI. Pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I know some people don't like AI. But hey, it can generate information a lot quicker. So I have a video. Shout out to Cecil that he says matches with what I'm talking about right now. So I'm gonna pull it up and we're going to digest this real quick.
And the other homeowners will throw money at you faster than you can count it.
Negroes aren't stupid. Given a choice, even they don't want to live among other Negroes.
Nothing more American than people willingly paying double for something they can't afford in the first place.
What happens once they realize they have been swindled?
Well, you could always ask Miss Koister if you could borrow a sanitary napkin.
If they make their mortgage payments, we win. If they default, we win.
Oh, you pray they miss their nut, and then you put those houses right back on the market.
At another markup. And by this time, it's an all-Negro neighborhood.
An entire population of Negroes who can't secure traditional mortgages.
Do you need an abacus?
Uncle, 6%.
Oh, there you go.
This is why I do what I do. They're willing to prey on us. They're willing to give us predatory loans. They're willing to redline us. They're willing to sit in the bank office. They're willing to sit in the district office. And they're willing to sit there and say, they're probably going to fail. And at the end, we're going to walk in and gentrify the whole place. We're going to give them pennies on the dollar for what they paid. All because we don't know how finance works. All because we don't know how the whole game works. We get high-paying jobs, but we don't set up the whole system. We don't understand something like life insurance actually has what's called living benefits within it. Got to do better. Stop buying Jordan. Stop buying all the bullshit and get your shit together. It's time. We could buy that later. We don't need the bank. The bank needs us. You know, you can privatize your own bank, but we'll talk about that later.
That was a good one, Cecil. That was a good one. That was a good one. Wanted to share that with y'all. He ain't tell one lie. He ain't tell one lie. Look at the comments over here. But yeah, y'all, that was what I really came on here for. Truthfully. Understand that the power's in our hands. If we're strategic, we could put a stop to this before it gets to the point of really like a civil war outside, because that's where it's going. That's where it's headed. If they are successful in cutting those SNAP benefits, you better believe it's going to be chaos outside. A part of me don't believe they'll do it. A part of me don't believe they'll fall through with it because I don't feel like they want to deal with the repercussions. And then a part of me also knows that they are trying to usher in a new monetary system. They are trying to usher in a brand new world. For real, Earth, the planet won't look the same in the next 5 years. So a part of me also knows that part as well. So I'm not gonna sit here and be like naive to it, like, oh, they ain't gonna do it, they ain't gonna fall through with it. Like they know the domino effect if they do follow through with this stuff, y'all. Everything that y'all seeing online, they've already mapped that out already. They know already. They know if they cut SNAP benefits, crime is going to go through the roof. They know this already. Y'all don't think they know that? So it's like, you know, either we can put a stop to it and do something about it before it gets to that point, or we can sit here and be nonchalant about it. And when it happens, that's when all of a sudden everybody gonna be trying to figure something out, and that's too late. People gonna be hungry right then and there. They're not gonna have time for all this revolutionary stuff. So either we act now and we be strategic, and these port workers, these people who work in delivery services, mail services, whatever the word is for it, I don't feel like thinking right now. But either we hit them where it hurts, or it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad. Because truthfully, I don't know which direction they're trying to take this or where they're going with this shutdown, but I know we could do something about it now if we strategic, but people gotta get on board. Too many people out here depending on the two-party system to figure this shit out, not realizing we don't need them to figure it out. We can figure that shit out on our own. It's very simple. So, but hey, I'm just here using the platform I have to kind of put the word out, to put the energy out into the universe, and hopefully it circle around to the right people, and we can put a stop to this shit, because this shit is crazy. And then we need to circle back to it, because I don't know why on earth we got to work 8 hours a day to get livable wages. We need to circle back to that shit, because we need to go back. Honestly, this problem is deeper than just this shutdown. We need to figure out why the hell we still in a 9-to-5 system, and why the hell they still got these kids going to school for 7-8 hours a day at these shitty ass schools that look like prisons. That's just setting them up to go to prison. That's a whole nother subject we need to tackle, because it's like, it's one thing to do this, but we need to fix that shit too, because ain't no way in hell we should still be going to work for 8 hours a day. That is absolutely insane. So that need to be tackled as well. While we tackling problems, we need to tackle the root of the problem, and that's a big issue. So yeah, but other than that, for people that was here for the crypto talk, I'll be back on from the BlockNation page on TikTok. Of course, we'll be here on YouTube. We'll be on at 12 with the crypto talk, because I know that's why a lot of y'all was here. But shout out for y'all for rocking out on this type of discussion, because this type of stuff, these conversations need to be had. This stuff needs to be talked about for sure. Yeah, if somebody ain't gonna step up and say something, I will. I feel like I've always been the person that says everything don't nobody want to say. Every job I've always had, I was always the one that had to step up and say, y'all, this is bullshit. Stop doing it. You know what I'm saying? This is bullshit, y'all. They not paying us enough. This is like I've always been the villain, the one that got to step up and go against the what everybody else is for. I'm the one that got to step in and say, no, that don't make sense, or that's not right. So if I got to do it for the world, then I will. It's like whatever. This is the story of my life. So other than that, y'all, yeah, I'll be back up here at 12. Me and D, we'll have the crypto updates for y'all in this red ass market. So hopefully y'all taking advantage. And I was up in the middle of the night. I've been up since probably 2 or 3 this morning. So I've been buying. I watched Quant go to $79 earlier this morning. So hopefully y'all taking advantage of the dip. Hopefully y'all ain't over leveraged and scared and complaining. And just taking advantage, because we don't know what's coming. But we're gonna talk about it at 12. We're gonna talk about it at 12. Oh yeah, appreciate y'all. I'm going to school for 12 years and can't come out and can't do nothing. Yeah, it was a waste. It was a waste. That's why the military is stepping in for martial law. Y'all, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad. Because if the military is stepping in for martial law, then that means UBI got to be right there. If the military stepping in for martial law, UBI is coming. So go back. If you came in late, go look at what we was talking about with UBI with the AI, and he breaks it down pretty good. So other than that, I'll see y'all at 12. All right, y'all.